The Conti Monte Carlo is a precision instrument. It has a tri-zone heating system for temperature stability and Conti's industry-leading soft infusion. As with all precision instruments, it requires some extra setup and calibration. Following the instructions in the manual provided, install the espresso machine, hook up the water and power supply, and ensure the waste is connected and draining. Using the rocker switch under the left side of the drip tray, turn on your machine. Once your machine is turned on, you will hear the internal pump start to fill the machine. If you don't hear a pump activate, please watch the video in the link on screen now. Once the pump finishes filling the machine, you will need to run the first install program. To do this, we need to access the standby mode by touching and holding the bottom right corner of the main display. From the standby mode, we can access the technical menu by touching and holding the menu option on the display. You will then see password on screen. Use the tick icon to select and enter the password, which is plus, minus, plus, minus, plus. Use the plus and minus keys to scroll through the menu until you see installation. Select this option using the tick. You will then see first install. Use the tick to select this option and the plus key to scroll to yes, and tick again to activate the first install program. The machine will then run a series of actions to ensure the coffee network is fully saturated and functional. Water will disperse from the group. This is intentional, and for this reason it's important to ensure that the waste is connected and draining before initiating the program. Once the first install is complete, it will return back to the menu. Use the small arrows to go back into the technical menu, back again into standby mode, then press the power icon to exit standby mode and allow your machine to heat to the ideal temperature. You will know your machine is at the ideal temperature when it stops flashing and all the buttons settle on a solid light. Once your machine is fully heated, it is time to run the circuit purge program. Circuit purge program is designed to evacuate air from the coffee network, ensuring pressure stability, which is key to one of the unique functions of the machine. Note, the circuit purge function will not work properly if the machine isn't hot. Following the same process as the first install, enter standby mode, access the technical menu, and then enter the password, which is plus, minus, plus, minus, plus. Then use the plus icon to scroll across to the install section of the menu and use the tick to select. Use the plus icon to scroll to circuit purge. Then select using the tick. Use the plus key to scroll to yes and the tick key to activate the program. This will take a few minutes to complete. If your workspace is quiet, you will hear the water being evacuated down the waste and you will hear air escaping through the purge valves. The machine will then refill the coffee network, and once complete it will revert back to the menu. You can escape the menu using the two arrow keys. Press again to revert back to standby mode. Press the power icon to exit standby mode and your machine will begin to heat to the ideal temperature again. It is advised to run the circuit purge at least 2 times, allowing the machine to reheat between circuit purges. If you hear more than a couple of short bursts of air escape from the machine, continue to repeat until you hear a noticeable decrease in air escaping. Your coffee network is now primed and ready. It's time to continue with programming settings. The next feature to set up is the digital pressure display. With the Monte Carlo models, the physical manometers are hidden behind the group panel. We can calibrate the digital display by entering the technical menu again, by entering standby mode, hold down menu, enter the password, which is plus, minus, plus, minus, plus. Scroll across to installation, select with the tick icon, use the plus key to scroll to pressure calibration, select with the tick and the pump will then activate. You will see 2 values, VTH This is the machine's theoretical digital pressure. And VCOR, which is the correct value on the manometer. If you look behind the group display, on the right hand side of the cup warmer, between the slats you will see a gauge running from 0 to 16 bars. You will need to read this gauge and use the plus/minus keys to change the VCOR reading to what you see on the gauge. Once you are happy this is calibrated to the correct pressure, use the tick icon to save the settings. We can then use the small arrow icon to navigate back to the technical menu, back to standby mode, and then press the power icon to turn the machine back on. Your Conti espresso machine comes with volumetric dosing. This is a widely used system that measures the volume of water supplied to the group head. The Monte Carlo has individual group menus. This is designed with the barista in mind, giving quick access to features such as dose settings, soft infusion, temperatures, eco features and cleaning. Important note before we begin, the group menu controls are as follow. Menu opens the menu, then becomes the enter button. The clean button becomes plus, eco button becomes minus, and the continuous key is the escape button. Referring to your ideal espresso recipe, weigh and prepare a dose of coffee into your portafilter handle. Place your chosen cup onto a set of scales, tare to 0 and place both on the drip tray below the group head. Enter the group menu by pressing menu. You will then see coffee boiler tea. Use the clean key, which acts as plus, to scroll 2 times to dose settings. Then select using the menu key. Then insert your portafilter and select the button you wish to program. This will start the shot. Keep an eye on your scales. As you reach your ideal shot volume, press the key you're programming again to stop the shot and save the dose. You can continue to program on the other buttons and the hot water taps using the same menu. Note, any doses programmed on the left keypad will copy across to the right, as the left is the master keypad. Exit the dose programming using the menu key, and then exit the group programming menu using the free flow button. Soft Infusion is an industry-leading program specific to Conti multi-boiler espresso machines. It is designed to use the residual pressure of the coffee brewing network to pre-infuse the coffee bed at low pressures, like a lever machine. To find out more about pre-infusion and how to optimize it, watch the video in the link. With the Monte Carlo range, you can manually adjust the temperature of your hot water taps using a cold water mixer valve. To do this, you will need a fine flat-headed screwdriver and a Torx 20 screwdriver. First, to access the front cup warmer panel, remove all the cups and the drying racks from the cup warmer. Then, remove the front cup warmer panel by removing the 2 Torx 20 screws located at either end. You will notice mounted on top of the tap a small brass part with a small slotted screw on the top. Insert the screwdriver into the screw slot and turn clockwise to increase the water temperature and counterclockwise to decrease the water temperature. It is best practice to run the water while adjusting the hot water temperature. You will notice the stream of water calm as you reach approximately 98 degrees. Note, if you can't adjust the temperature, this is probably the locking ring. It is best to loosen this first. The Monte Carlo range has a flush key setting. This will be set as bottom 1 to give a short dose of water to help flush any coffee grounds and oils from the shower screen. To activate this, enter standby mode by pressing and holding the bottom right corner of the main display. Access the technical menu by pressing and holding the menu option. You will then see the word password. Select this using the tick key and enter the password, which is plus minus, plus, minus, plus. Use the plus key to scroll to adjustments in the menu. Select using the tick key. And use the plus icon to scroll to flushing mode. Then select using the tick icon, and then use the plus icon to scroll to activated. The tick key will then save this setting, and you will need to exit the menu using the back arrows. Using the same arrows to exit the technical menu, you will now be in standby mode. Press the power icon to turn the machine back on, and now when you press button 1, you will get a pulse of water from the group and the screen will say flushing. Finally, as part of your setup, you can adjust the temperature of your coffee boiler and group head. The machine will leave the factory with the coffee boiler set to 90 degrees Celsius and the group temperature at 85 degrees Celsius. We recommend the group head temperature is set around 5 degrees below the coffee boiler, as this doesn't really affect the brewing temperature and can help preserve the life of your group seals. To change the temperature, you can either change each group individually using the group menu, or override the group settings in the technical menu. To adjust independent group temperatures, press the menu key on the group. You will then see Coffee Boiler Tea. Use the menu key to select, and you can now adjust the temperature using the clean key to increase and the eco key to decrease. Once you're satisfied with the new temperature, use the menu key to save it. And then use button 5, the free flow key, to exit the group menu. This is the same process for changing your group temperature. You can override all temperatures using the technical menu. To access the temperature overrides, start by entering standby mode by pressing and holding the bottom right corner of the main display. Then press and hold the menu icon for 5 seconds until you see the word password. Select this using the tick icon and enter the password, which is plus, minus, plus, minus, plus. Use the plus icon to scroll to adjustments. Select using the tick icon. You will then see the Coffee Boiler Tea option here. You can select that using the tick key and increase or decrease the temperatures using the plus and minus keys. You can save the temperature using the tick key again. Press the tick key to scroll past the 2 PID setting screens. Note, please do not adjust any of the PID settings. You will see the Coffee Boiler Tea option there. You can scroll past this using the plus key until you see group temperature. You can scroll past this using the plus key to temp boiler. We recommend keeping the steam boiler to the factory temperature, which is 123 degrees Celsius, to ensure steam pressure is optimal and that the boiler doesn't overpressurize. Once you're satisfied with your settings and override, use the small arrow icons to exit the adjustment menu, exit the technical menu, press the power icon to turn the machine back on. And that's it, your Monte Carlo is set up.